Hi, it's Debbie Siskowski again with Live, Love, Beach to Bay. I'm back with another installment of my YouTube channel, and this one is why working with a true local expert matters. I'd like to think I'm the local expert. I'd like to think you are really excited about my video channel and really learning, inspiring, and really enjoying these videos. I promised you one per week, and I think that I am back to, let's hope this is week 2, more to come. So buying a beach home can be really exciting, but it also can be very different than buying a traditional home. And today's video, set to educate and inform, is really going to guide you through why this process can be very different than buying a traditional home. And in Sussex County, who you really work with matters. It matters more than you think. So, everyone can say, oh, I am licensed in Coastal Delaware. I can sell property in Delaware. But if you don't live in Sussex County, if you don't play in Sussex County, work in Sussex County, and thrive in Sussex County like I do, I'm not sure you're going to get the same experience. So I often say who you work with matters. You don't need to work with me. I hope you will choose to work with me. And I really want to talk about why that matters when you're buying a beach home. Whether that beach home is your second home, investment home, retirement home, potentially permanent home. As I have popped in a couple of times and said, bought my home here 10 years ago. I wasn't ready to make it full-time. Made it full-time a few years ago. So I have been spending a lot of time over the last 10 years becoming your go-to local expert. So beach real estate is not normal real estate. It's different. It appreciates differently. The financing is a bit different, and obviously there's a lot of other things that go into it. So let's start here. Beach real estate is not normal real estate. Beach homes they involve different zoning. They involve different kinds of insurance. You may need flood insurance because we do have some flood zones here in Coastal Delaware. There are HOAs. Oh my goodness, I've done a video on HOAs, and you can love them or hate them, but they are very present in Coastal Delaware. There are different rental regulations by community, by zip code, and I can again be your expert source regarding that. There are additional insurance considerations, and then there are property management options. I am not a property manager, but I can guide you. I can, kind of influence you what direction you may want to go in. So this is not something you want to Google, or I'm going to add in ChatGPT your way through. They are great sources and places to begin. But at the end of the day, it's really terrific to work with a human, Debbie or someone else, who really has the experience and the knowledge, the candor and the integrity, and really understands why Coastal Delaware and buying a beach home is not like buying a home in other areas of the country or even the Mid-Atlantic. So I don't sell homes. I live the lifestyle that I hope you're potentially buying into. That means I understand which communities are going to feel busy year-round and which communities are going to definitely step into that little bit of slower, wonderful pace in what we call second season or local season. I'm going to be able to tell you which communities are going to rent well, which of these communities would be a wonderful investment opportunity if that's really what you're looking for. I'm going to be able to guide you on which communities are fabulous for full-time living. As I said, I was not full-time 10 years ago. I'm full-time today. So I've lived it. Which HOAs are strict and which HOAs are going to be a little bit more flexible. This insight that I possess only comes from being here every day, living it every day, walking it, talking it, running it, biking it, experiencing it each and every day. Coastal Delaware is, and actually if you go from the tip of where the coastal beaches start to really the other tip where they end, happens to be 26.2 miles. And I know that personally because that is the distance of a marathon. I run marathons, and I think it's rather poignant that the entire Coastal Delaware area is 26.2 miles in length. So living here means I'm going to be your advocate. I'm going to advocate for you. You know, when you work with a true local professional, you get real answers, not guesses or approximates or maybe, okay? I understand the seasonal impacts. The season I'm speaking to you from right now is what we refer to as second season, local season, or magic season. I love it just as much as I love the height of the season from Memorial Day to Labor Day, but it is certainly a different experience. I also want to help avoid surprises after closing. I don't want you to walk away from the settlement table and say, Debbie didn't tell me that. I didn't know that. Why wasn't that shared with me? I am all about clarity up front, okay? And I'm also about confidence, not pressure. So I'm going to be available if our conversations take 2 years or if our conversations take 2 months. So I'm asking you to consider buying for lifestyle versus investment versus both. So whether you are purely looking for the investment, people do come here based on the lifestyle. So one of the most important conversations that we'll ever have is, what is this home really for? Because for everyone, this is different. Now, and I will again go back to Debbie's decision 10 years ago. I knew that I was eventually going to live here full time. So I wanted to buy a home in a community that I knew eventually I would feel very comfortable in full time. It would become my primary residence. For a while, it was a second home. For me, it was not an investment home. It was a decision that I made that I was not going to use it as an investment property, although I'm absolutely loving the equity that my home has enjoyed, okay? I wasn't gonna do hybrid use. In other words, I came here for the 8 years before I made it full-time. I was here nearly every weekend, or absolutely at least every other weekend, and then for longer periods in between. So for me, it was location. I obviously had a budget. HOA was important to me, and I'll tell you a different story in another video about what my first experience with HOAs were a number of years ago, okay? Rental potential wasn't a factor to me, but I did want to be in a community that did allow rentals, and I'll tell you why. Because tourism is a huge part of what really drives the Sussex County economic engine. And I also wanted long-term value. I wanted to be confident that since this was really where I was going to, put an awful lot of my equity and watch that equity rise, that it would have long-term value. And this is where strategy matters. What do I do that's different? Okay, well, number one, you can go far and wide to find someone with my energy and enthusiasm. But you're also gonna go far and wide to find someone who is gonna spend the time educating you before the decisions. I'm gonna tell you, honestly, the pros and cons. I'm gonna give you that community level insight. I'm gonna tell you really the good, the bad, and occasionally the ugly that does come with certain communities or certain areas of coastal Delaware. This is, while I think it's paradise, paradise also has an occasional unparadise-like area, okay? And I'm also gonna be able to talk to you about long-term planning. I will remind you, I don't sell houses. I guide people into the right coastal lifestyle fit. So, if you don't want to live on the coast, then I would consider inland Delaware, where I'll also help you find a home, but I'm really a coastal Delaware advocate. I also am licensed in Maryland, so I'm a coastal Maryland advocate. I just personally have found coastal Delaware was the right decision for Debbie. So local connections matter. I'm gonna have the contacts. I'm gonna be able to refer a local painter. I'm gonna be able to refer a local flooring consideration. I can refer a local insurance provider. I can refer a local property manager if you are considering this as a rental or an investment. I can refer a local florist if you're gonna have happy occasions here. I can absolutely guide you on restaurants and retail establishments, etc. So I have inspectors who understand beach construction. When you live, build, and maybe improve close to the coast, you've got some moisture issues that you're going to have to consider. So I've got local lenders that I do a lot of business with, and all in total of that, I've got local vendors. I also believe strongly in supporting the local economy, so anything I can do to encourage myself and or my potential clients to use local vendors, I think that matters. I want to keep the economic engine continuing to grow and prosper so that Sussex County continues to be everything for everybody. So what do buyers often miss? Okay, many out-of-area buyers don't realize that there are seasonal things like seasonal noise patterns. Again, an example is I live in a community that has now had several additional communities spawn kind of in the surrounding area. So the main road that accesses these communities has gotten busier, okay? There's rental density differences. Certain communities allow different kind of rental density and other communities keep that density to a minimum. Back to the HOA restrictions. Every single HOA, I sometimes think they stay up late at night and think of ways to make the restrictions sometimes more challenging, but I can help guide you and take you through that. I can also really educate you on future development plans. Sussex County is in a growth spurt and there is additional growth going on here. My job, and I don't like to call it a job, but my role as your guide and your advocate is to make sure you have no surprises after the fact, okay? So who is this market perfect for? Okay, Sussex County, Coastal Delaware is ideal if you want coastal living without chaos. If you value lifestyle and community, okay? If you want strong long-term value, I have no doubt that the home values in Sussex County, Coastal Delaware will continue to appreciate, if not at or above the national level. And if you plan to enjoy your home, not stress over it, then Coastal Delaware is where you want to be. You know, and again, many other videos, I talk about the communities, I talk about the weather, I talk about the lifestyle, and all of the unbelievable, opportunities there are to really enjoy a very active lifestyle. So, what is my call to action to all of you? If you've enjoyed this video and think to yourself, I really would like to work with a local professional. I would like to work with a local expert. Someone who is not shy about saying, I was not born here, I chose to move here. I chose to make Coastal Delaware my forever home. And buying a beach home should feel absolutely exciting, but not overwhelming. So if you're looking for someone to take the chaos out of that process, to make it organized, and planful, and someone who lives it every single day, then I would love for you to consider subscribing to the channel for more local insight. Reach out to me with questions, hit me up with an email, text me. If you're in and around the Coastal Delaware area and you see that, kind of bobbing blonde head running or biking or walking on the boards, introduce yourself. I would love to chat with you. There are several topics that I can talk about forever. One of them is running, okay? The second one is real estate. And the third one is retailing, which is what I did before I jumped into real estate. And there's a lot of similarities and there were a lot of crossovers from my retailing career to my real estate career. But this is the Live, Love, Beach to Bay. I'm glad you're here. I hope you come back often. And absolutely, if there's anything I can do to you to take the chaos and that overwhelming feeling of, oh my goodness gracious, where do I start? You start with me. You start with conversation. And again, no obligation, no commitments. Let's get to know each other. Let's get to know what's important to you about a potential move for whatever reasons to Coastal Delaware. Live, love, beach to bay. Until next time.